Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Bank Holiday Monday. Hope you've had a lovely long weekend and got to enjoy some nice downtime. Before we begin, I have our roll of honour for April. I thought I'd wait until Monday to read it out because I know some of you just do the Monday practices and so you don't get to hear your name called out. So, congratulations to Sharon, Erin, Jane, Patricia, Natalie, Trish, Jean, Mags, Annalise, Anka, Maxine, Neve, Viv, and of course, Alan. So really well done. My goodness, you're doing it a long time now and I really appreciate it and I hope you still continue to enjoy it and feel the benefits of your regular yoga practice. So really well done for keeping it up and staying motivated. That's fantastic. Our theme today is anchor. So we'll work a little bit on that and throughout the practice. Listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. So let us begin our practice lying down. Making yourself nice and comfortable on your mat with your feet just flopping out to the side. And softness in the body. Closing your eyes and letting go. Letting go of your day and everything that's going on in your world. Letting go of any labels you or others put on you. Freeing yourself of all roles and responsibilities. And just bringing yourself to your mat. Becoming aware of yourself lying on your mat. Aware of your position in the room, your orientation, the space that you and your mat are occupying. And then the space that you're occupying on your mat. Becoming aware of your whole physical body. Scanning it and releasing any points of tension, especially around joints, softening your ankles, your knees, hips, shoulders, jaw, elbows and wrists. And as you lie here, just recall a moment of great joy in your life. Doesn't matter how trivial, how recent, or how long ago. Just a moment that you recall feeling very joyous. And let that moment fill you. Recalling how you felt physically. Recalling the moment. Picture it in your mind, play it out. And allow that feeling of joy to fill you.
And as you immerse yourself in that joyous moment and feeling, just think of the word anchor. And throughout the practice today, I'm going to mention the word anchor, and as I do, just try to bring yourself back to this moment of joy, this feeling, letting that joy run through your veins, your body. And now let your attention go to your breath. Inhaling through your nose, filling your belly. Pause. And then exhaling through your nose. Extending that exhale. Allowing the whole breath to be directed in a nice, smooth, even manner. And let's take 3 more breaths here like this. And then when you're ready, bending your knees, hugging them into your chest. Softening those shoulder blades into the mat. And let's just circle those ankles. First in one direction, and then let's take it in the opposite direction. And coming to stillness, let the arms come down by your side, raising the legs up. Let's just cycle those legs to wake them up a little. Keeping them going here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging the knees into the chest again. Let the feet come down onto the mat. Keeping those knees bent. Cross the right leg over that left thigh, flexing that right foot. And let's lift up the left leg, and if you can reach behind that left thigh, do. Keeping both feet flexed. And taking 2 more breaths here. And then releasing the left leg down, let's just take that over to the other side. Again, having the feet flexed, encouraging that right knee inwards, just so you extend the stretch a little more on the left leg. One more breath here. And then letting both feet come down onto the mat again. And from here, arms down by your sides. Inhale, raising those arms to the floor behind your head. Exhale, drawing them back down by your sides. And again, raising them up. And drawing them down. 3 more times. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto your side, let's make our way up into tabletop for a couple of cat-cows here. So hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Inhaling through to your cow. And exhaling into your cat. And then when you're ready, meeting back in tabletop, let's step it up to come to the top of our mat. And then from here, checking in with the feet, hip width apart. Standing up tall, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hip, lengthening through the spine. Let the palms face out to the front so the chest just brightens a little. Close your eyes. And bring back that joyous feeling of your anchor. And then from here, raising the arms up over the head, let the palms come together. And from here, we're going to just engage the whole of the body. So think about drawing the calves away from each other, drawing the thighs towards each other, squeezing the glutes, drawing up the pelvic floor, engaging the core, raising up the arms, stretching them up so you feel the whole body totally engaged. Raise the gaze. Taking one more breath here. And then softening the body out as you draw the arms down by your side. Good. Raising those arms up once again over the head, palms together. And let's take a bend to the left, feeling that whole right side of the body stretch. Especially the arms, the armpit, the whole side of the rib cage. One more breath here. And coming back to center, let's take it over to the other side. And back to center, bringing those hands down onto the hips. Let's do nice big circles with those hips. And then taking it in the opposite direction.
back to stillness, letting the arms come down by your sides. We're going to just swing, letting the arms swing, letting the body swing. And then slowing it down and coming back to stillness. Good. Raising the right arm up once again, just the right arm by itself, so you should get a little deeper this time as we bend towards the left. Each breath just increasing that bend slightly more. And coming back to center, let's take it over to the other side. And coming all the way back to upright. Bringing the hands onto the hips, elbows facing each other as we come into a nice back bend here, encouraging the pelvis forward, raising the gaze. And then let the arms drop down, which will just increase that bend a little more. And coming back to upright, and from here bringing those hands into prayer at the chest, close the eyes and anchor. And then from here, raising the arms up over the head, raise the gaze. Let's take a sun salute on each side. Sweeping the arms out to the side. Forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And halfway lift or lengthen the spine. And forward fold again. And let's take that right leg back for your low lunge. Making sure the arms run up past the ears. And then through to our plank, wakening up those hands. As you make your way into your plank, let's take 3 breaths here. And then coming down onto your knees and feet, chest and belly, and drawing up into your back bend, keeping the gaze on the mat, and pushing on up through your tabletop to slowly make your way into downward dog. Pushing those hips back towards the back of the room, pressing away from the mat with your hands. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then raising the right leg out behind you. Let's step it through for our low lunge.
And taking it all the way up through forward fold to stand. Palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. And sweeping down into forward fold. Stepping the left leg back for your low lunge. And then through into plank. Coming down onto your mat. And drawing into your little baby cobra. And pushing on up to our downward dog. 3 breaths here. Let's stretch the left leg out behind you, stepping it through for a low lunge. And forward fold. Getting nice and deep now. And bending the knees. Coming all the way up to stand at the top of your mat, bringing the hands into prayer, closing the eyes. And think of your anchor of joy. And then from here, let's shift the weight into that right leg. Excuse me. And drawing up the left leg, holding onto the shin, flexing the foot, finding that length, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Engaging the core as you exhale. Here, we'll just bring that stability. One more breath. And then let's take this left foot. If you're able to do it straight away, we'll take it into a tree or let it come down onto the mat first beforehand, whatever you're feeling up to today. And let's raise the arms up and open them out for our tree pose. And bringing the hands down into prayer at the chest, releasing the foot down, bringing the toes together, heels a little bit apart as we push the hips back, coming down into our chair pose, and we'll revolve it here. So just taking a twist to the left, that right elbow against the side of the left leg. And think about stacking the shoulders on top of each other. Gaze towards the ceiling. One more breath here.
And coming back through center to come and stand at the top of your mat once again. This time shifting the weight into the left leg, and let's draw that right leg up, holding onto the shin, flexing that foot. Finding the stillness, engaging the core. And then taking it from here into our tree pose. Pressing the foot against the leg. And the leg against the foot. We'll just bring that stability, keeping the knee at a right angle. And raising the arms up and opening them out. And then bringing the hands back down into prayer at the chest, releasing the foot down, toes together, heels apart, pushing back into your chair pose as we take the twist this time to the left. Again, stacking those shoulders, turning the gaze upwards to get the full benefit of the twist. And coming all the way back to upright. Good. Closing the eyes, anchor in that joy. And then from here, let's step it out onto the long side of the mat, opening those legs out about 3 hip widths apart, toes pointing forward. Bringing the arms out, soften the shoulders for our star pose. And then from here, folding forward, reaching towards the ankles for a nice forward fold here. One more breath here. And bending the knees, rising up. Let's turn this right foot to the top of the mat, turning the left foot inwards slightly, bending the right knee so it's over the ankle, just being aware, thinking of that wall running down by the side of that right knee. You're trying to keep the knee against it to stop it falling inwards. Raising the arms out into a T, soften the shoulders, having the whole body still facing this long side of the mat. And then just turn to gaze over that right arm. And from here, dropping the left arm down, turn the right palm up, raise it up over the head, and then with your torso, your rib cage, just rotate the rib cage around so it faces to the front. Reverse warrior. And keeping that right knee still bent, drawing the arms down. We're going to just turn this back foot to the front. So we turn the hips, step that left foot across, and we'll come onto the toes of it to start off in a high lunge. So raising the arms up, past the ears, engaging that core. Having those hips nice and square, facing the front of the mat. And then lowering that heel down for a warrior one, feeling a big stretch on that back leg. Bringing the arms down by your side, raise the gaze, taking in a back bend here. And bringing the gaze to upright, hinging forward to bring the hands down either side of the foot. We're going to just raise that back leg up. Keeping the hands on the mat. One more breath here. And then lowering that left foot down, turning both feet to the front as you rise back up into your star. Good. Softening the shoulders, activating that core. Hopefully you got a little bit of burn in the legs on that one. So let's take it to the other side and try and do the same. We'll start off with our fold forward, holding on to your ankles, and each breath is just deepening you into that fold. And bending the knees as you come all the way up. And this time turning the left foot to the back of the mat, turning the right foot in slightly. Again, being very conscious of this left knee, locking it in place so it's not wobbling from side to side, staying directly over the ankle to maximize the benefit of this pose. Arms in a T. And just turn to look over that left arm. 2 more breaths here. And then taking it from here into reverse warrior, letting that right hand come down onto the back of the thigh, turning the left palm upwards, raising it up, following it with the gaze, and then just rotate the rib cage towards it. And drawing the arm down as we step this right foot across, coming onto the toes of the right foot, squaring up the hips, and then raise the arms up for your high lunge. And lowering the right foot down onto the mat, keeping the stretch in that right leg. 2 more breaths here. And drawing the arms down by your side, raising the gaze. And then let's fold forward over this left foot and raise the right leg up. And once again, drawing the right foot down, bringing both feet to the front, rising up, and let's step it up to the top of the mat. Good, having both feet facing to the front, hip width apart. Closing the eyes and anchoring in joy. And then from here, we're going to step this right leg back. So bring the hands onto the hips. Step the right leg back. You're on the toes of that right foot. So we're in a high lunge. But from here, raise the arms up and then just draw them forward. So we're at a nice kind of like a diagonal line. And then lower the right knee down, bring the hands together and take a twist so that right elbow is against the left leg. Gazing upwards. And then bringing that right hand down onto the mat and draw the left arm up past the ear. You can curl the toes of that back foot and raise the knee. And bringing it back down onto the mat. Let's take it into an airplane pose here. And bring the hands down. Framing the foot, let's step that right foot up to meet the left. Forward fold. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up, bring the hands down into prayer. Let's step the left leg back. And remember, we're coming into our high lunge again, so we're on the toes of that left foot. Nice square hips, raise the arms up past the ears. And then reaching forward. Lowering the back knee down. Bringing the hands into prayer, elbows in a nice straight line with each other as we take the twist this time to the right. And bringing that left hand down, raise the right arm up past the ear and lift up the knee. And then from here into your airplane. And bring the hands down by your framing the foot and step that left foot up to meet the right, bend the knees, come all the way up. Bring the hands down into prayer, close your eyes and draw once again on your anchor of joy. And from here, hinging at the hips to come halfway. Bring the hands down, let the right hand come out a little to the side of that right foot. And let's raise the left leg up. And then just turn that left foot so it's parallel to the floor, stacking the hips on top of each other. We're going to raise the left hand up onto your hip. And then, if you can, draw it on up. And raise the gaze for a half moon. And drawing the hand back down onto the mat, just squaring up the hips so the toes are now pointing downwards, and step that left foot up beside the right. Bend the knees, coming up to stand. Good. Let's take it to the other side. I'll just turn around so I don't have my back to you. And hinging forward here, bringing the hands down onto the mat. Having that left hand now a little bit out to the side of the left foot. And raise the right leg up. Let's stack the hips to start with. And then bring the right hand onto the hip. And draw it on up. One more breath. And then bringing the hand down and bringing the foot down and coming all the way up to stand. Good. And from here, coming back to the top of your mat, draw those arms up, sweeping them down, coming into a forward fold here. And raising that right leg up, keeping both hands on the mat. Lengthening through that left leg. Keeping the right toes pointing downwards. And then let's step that right foot back onto the mat behind you. And step the left foot back to join it. So we're in a downward dog. And one more breath here. And then stepping up
to the top of your mat once again. Bringing the hands down onto the mat, this time raising up the left leg. Keeping those toes pointing down, keeping that leg raised nice and high. Lengthening through that right leg. And then stepping the left foot down, and then the right foot to come into your downward dog once more. And then coming down to all fours and swinging around to come and sit in your staff pose with your toes pointing up, sitting up nice and tall, equal weight on both seat bones, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. One more breath here. And then just stepping those hands behind you. So your fingers are pointing towards your hips. We're going to lift up into an upward plank. So raising the body up and the gaze. Keeping the hips raised. One more breath here. And then lowering the body down onto the mat, coming back to sit. One more breath. And bending the knees, lower yourself down onto your mat and hug those knees into your chest. And letting the feet come down onto the mat, the arms out in a T. Let the knees fall over to the left as the gaze goes to the right. And then taking it over to the other side. And when you're ready, coming back to the center, let those legs come out long. Feet flopping out to the side, bring those arms down by your sides with your palms facing upwards. As we take a little time now to just let the body absorb what you've done and maximize the benefit from it. And thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found that anchoring a useful little tool that you can maybe draw on when you're off the mat. And now just release the body letting go your toes and the soles of your feet, letting go the tops of your feet, your heels and ankles, letting go your calves and your shins, your knees front and back, your thighs front and back, letting go your glutes and pelvis, the whole back of your body, back of your rib cage and shoulder blades. Letting go the front of your body, front of your rib cage, chest and shoulders. Letting go your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, the backs of your hands, the palms of your hands and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And let your heart fill with gratitude here. Gratitude to yourself. Gratitude for taking this time to practice. And gratitude for all that's good in your life today. And then let your attention go to your breath as you inhale through your nose, filling your belly, pause, and then exhaling through your nose. Enjoying that nice, quiet rhythm of your breath. Each breath just helping you connect a little deeper with your inner self, your true nature. And filling yourself again with that anchor, that joyous moment. Immerse yourself in this moment for the next few minutes as you fill yourself with joy.